a Dell laptop.
Ooh!
Model 5400 Latitude. It was originally bought with a bunch of similar laptops by a non-profit and had Windows 7 installed. But then they discovered they couldn't afford the Windows 7 licenses, so they loaded it up with Windows XP, which they had licenses for. So this guide dates back to 2009, maybe a little later. Years later, they were abandoned. I managed to snag this puppy. At some point, XP broke, and I shelved it. Let's open it up and see if we can upgrade this little guy. Now, I always go and look up the fine manual, but this one threw me for a moment. Dell re-released the 5400 with an i5 and up to 32 gigs of DDR4 memory. But this Dell 5400 has a Core 2 Duo and 4 gigs of DDR2 memory. Not the same thing. Let's crack this puppy open. Whenever you work with laptops, always pull the battery first. We've got 5 screws to remove to open up the back cover. And look what we found. We can see the Wi-Fi card, 2 sticks of RAM, CPU cooler, and the fan, and the hard drive. The RAM has already been upgraded to a full 4 gigs, which is the maximum this puppy can take. I'll bet the CPU could use some new thermal paste. The heatsink covers the CPU and the graphics chip. We'll loosen the screws around the 2 chips. And around the fan. And out everything comes. Slather on fresh grease and we're good to go. 4 screws hold in the hard drive holder. Unscrew these gently, remove the connector to the drive, and wiggle it free. We'll need a little screwdriver to remove the drive from the caddy. Save those little screws. You'll need them for the new drive. We'll pop in a nice little Western Digital SSD. Nothing speeds up old systems with spinning rust like an SSD. I originally installed Xubuntu as I usually did, but switched to Linux Mint for Debian. This gives the Cinnamon desktop with a Debian base. And it all works. Browsing the web is fine, and YouTube playback is good. For day-to-day operations, this 15-year-old Lappy can still function in 2025. So with minimal effort, we've resurrected another system that was headed for the dump. You won't be gaming on this thing, but that's not the point. With Windows software becoming more bloated and incompatible with older hardware, we need to keep working machines on the job. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm a tiny channel with no sponsors or Patreon, so any response makes my day. Rescue old laptops. Try different Linux distributions. And as always, stay curious.